What's up, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Rage in a Cage with BamBam and Schwaggs. I'm your host, Frank BamBam Horak. With me, as always, my co-host, Mikey Schwaggs.
And back from God knows where is our producer, Tony No Show.
Hey, it's Tough Tony, by the way, guys. Tough Tony. I don't know what this Tony No-Show business is.
Oh, I wonder where it could come from. Let's see.
Maybe from not showing up.
I've been taking care of a lot of business that pertains to the show. You know, talking to a lot of connections, and I'm trying to get, us going here. And,
I really don't believe any of
All
that.
right, Tony BSer should be your new
Tony
nickname.
BS.
you guys are busting my balls with this, and I'm trying to do good for you guys.
All
We
right.
appreciate it. All right, let's get
No
off
problem.
Tough Tony's back. We have a huge show today. Talking about the biggest game of the year,
The
Super
biggest.
Bowl 46, Lucas Oil Stadium, the New England Patriots against the New York Giants.
It's going to be a great one,
Should
Frank.
be a great game.
And it's a rematch from earlier in the season, Week 9, in which the Giants beat the Patriots 24-20.
And that's a rematch I would like to talk about a little bit. 'Cause you keep
yeah,
hearing about
I'd like to get into it.
rematch about Super Bowl 42. And that was, 4 years ago.
4 years ago, completely different
Yeah,
teams.
and with football, there's so much turnover, so much changing of positions and everything, and so much turnover with the players. There's no reason really to bring that up. I mean, being a Giant fan, obviously it's a great memory, but let's talk a little bit about Week 9's matchup.
All right.
Giants went into Foxborough, as you said, beat New England 24-20 in a great game. I look at it though; they didn't have their number one receiver in Hakeem Nicks.
Yes,
They
and they
didn't have
also
their
didn't
number
have
one
Bradshaw.
running back, Ahmed Bradshaw, and they still were able to win. I mean, listen, both teams are different. Both teams are better now, I think.
Yes, definitely.
But I would say the Giants, though, a little bit of the better team going into this game. I know the Patriots are favored by 3, but I would say the Giants, I think, are better.
Well, the Giants, they got hot right at the right time at the end of the season going into the playoffs. And that's, honestly, if you look at it the past year, that was the Green Bay Packers in their Super Bowl run. They got hot right at the end of the year and carried all that momentum into the playoffs. And that's what the Giants were able to do this year.
Yeah, it's all about, absolutely, getting hot at the right time. And you look at the teams the Giants played. I mean, the Patriots, they've beaten one team with a winning record.
Yeah, they haven't beaten
And that was
anybody over
that
500.
championship game against the Ravens. And it wasn't like they, destroyed them or anything.
No, they barely won that game.
Thank you, Tough Tony.
You just got to get that mic. We need to get your levels a little bit better there.
Is that better?
All right,
All
so
right, that's good, Frank.
all right, so back to this game now. Eli showed it just how clutch he was once again in the fourth quarter with a comeback, throwing a 1-yard touchdown pass to Jake Bell with like 15 seconds left.
Yeah, and well, again, he set the NFL record, 15 touchdowns in the fourth quarter,
Yep.
passing Big Brother Peyton and
And
Johnny
Johnny.
Unitas. So I mean, he's having an outstanding year. When you look at if you're going to compare like position to position, when you get to that quarterback, usually when you hear Tom Brady, you don't even need to really hear the other quarterback. You're just going to say Brady has the edge in quarterback. I don't think you could say that in this game. I don't think you
No.
could say, you can't give the advantage to the Giants, but I would say it's a push at quarterback position.
I mean, if you look at what they've done in the playoffs, if you put their stats next to each other, besides that one game Brady had in Denver where he threw the 6 touchdowns, he played awful in the conference championship game. Eli's played lights out in the playoffs. He's got 8 touchdowns to 1 interception, and he's thrown the ball over 115 times.
Yeah, he's been great. I'm a huge Eli fan, but I'm not ready to
Put him past
ahead of
Brady.
I'll
Oh,
say-
no, not
no,
a,
it's a push.
if he does win this one, though, would you put him right? I'd put him right at
Listen,
the top.
in
with
my
Brady.
opinion, right now, he's in the top 5 when you're talking about quarterbacks in the NFL.
Yes,
If he
I'd
wins
agree.
the Super Bowl, he beats Brady for the second time in the Super Bowl, I will put him ahead of Brady when you're talking about. They're still both in the top 5 in my opinion, but I'm putting Eli 1 ahead of Brady in my top 5.
I seen on the Scott Van Pelt show today, they were interviewing Burris about Eli, and he said if Eli is able to win this game, he's in the Hall of Fame. Do you agree with that?
Well, listen, he still has a long football career ahead of him. Obviously, when you win 2 Super Bowls, you're certainly going to get consideration.
Yeah.
I think when it's all said and done, his career, he's going to have very good numbers. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
No,
I
without
wouldn't
a doubt.
say just coming off of this game that put him right in the Hall of Fame. I wouldn't go that far. But listen, when you win 2 Super Bowls, obviously you're going to get consideration. But I think he's still got some time to go. His career isn't just ending. He's got a lot of football left in him.
Yeah, he does. He's been in the league for about 8-9 years. He's still got plenty of play left in him. All right. Well, let's get right into Super Bowl 46.
Let's go. I believe you have your 5 keys.
Yes, I got 5 keys to the matchup in this game, and it's gonna come down to these 5 things. I think, honestly,
All right,
in
well,
my
let's hear
opinion.
'em.
Number one, I'm gonna go with the Giants receivers versus that Pat secondary. That's I think going to be one of the biggest matchups in this game.
I think so. If you're looking on paper, where advantages lie, obviously the Giants have a big advantage when you're talking about their wide receivers going against the Patriots secondary. I mean, you have the Patriots secondary, you have Edelman, who's a wide receiver, running back, like
I'm
cornerback's
glad-
like his third position. And
I'm
he's
glad you brought that up
one of their best cornerbacks.
because in the AFC Conference Championship game, when Bolden set up Cundiff for that field goal, Edelman was covering him.
Yeah.
And if Belichick thinks he's going to pull that off with Nix, Cruz, and Manningham, he's absolutely out of his mind.
Now that's definitely the one big advantage the Giants have. I mean, listen, Joe Flacco, Anquan Bolden are good, solid NFL players. Flacco threw for over 300 yards. Bolden had over 100 yards receiving in the Patriots' home stadium.
Yeah.
Now this is a neutral site. You put it on the fast turf in Indy.
I wouldn't
the
necessarily
Giants
say
just-
it's a neutral site.
Well,
I
mean,
think the Giants
it's a neutral site. I think it will be.
are going to be heavily favored in that
I don't
stadium.
know about heavily favored. I'll go 65-45.
I'm saying 80-20.
Really, you think
Yeah,
that much?
I think-
Think about it. In
I
Indianapolis.
it's in Indy. Little brother Peyton. I think they're going to be heavily
Alright,
favored for that stadium.
I hope
Definitely,
you're right.
definitely.
I mean, obviously, the Patriots fans travel pretty well. Giants fans travel very well also. And then you talk about the Indy crowd is obviously going to be pro-Giant. So, all right, I'll say 70-30.
The
Okay.
the lines at the airport yesterday were packed with Giants fans.
Yeah,
This game.
it's gonna be-
Packed.
I'm
I heard
telling
it on
you.
the radio.
It's going
Is
to
that
be
where you were? Were
ridiculous.
you at the airport when you're not at a show?
Yeah, that's right. Well, I'm trying to make connections, Frank. I'm
All
trying
right.
to make
What connections have
I'm
you
getting some
made?
interviews from the Giants fans online. I
Yeah.
lost my recorders.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
So I got nothing.
All right, well, I love that first key. Let's get to another key of the game.
All right, here's my second key to the game. It's going to be a battle between the brains of Boley and Brady. They're going to have to match each other's audibles. Brady. He's good at reading defenses. He's going to audible. He's going to try and get the best matchups possible for his offensive line to stop that defensive front.
Oh, yeah, there's no question Brady's in charge of that offense. And then Boldy's absolutely the defensive leader. He's the play caller on the defense.
Him and Fuel. I'll put
well,
Fuel
yeah,
in there
him and
too.
Fuel, absolutely. Barry Fuel's done a great job with this defense. Everyone's coming together now. In the beginning of the year, everyone looking at pointed fingers at one another, looking confused out there. They definitely have fixed that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's definitely going to be a huge factor because the Patriots, listen, say what you want about the Patriots defense. Their offense is great. And, you got Brady, you got Gronkowski, who I think is going to be fine health-wise.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about
Aaron Hernandez, Wes Welker. There's weapons there, so the Giants' defense is definitely going to have to come to play. There's no question.
that. All right, here's my third key to the game. It's going to be the Pats receivers versus that Giants secondary.
Well, when you're talking about now, you're including the tight ends?
Yes, I'm
Receiver?
including.
right.
I'm including the. It's basically Welker, Hernandez,
And Gronkowski.
and Gronkowski.
Listen, this was a tough matchup. I think Corey Webster can hold his own with Welker.
Well, we know the game plan for Welker. You bump and run him, pretty much the whole game.
Yeah.
Try and keep him
Keep
from
him-
getting those short passes.
Absolutely.
Gronkowski probably going to
different
have to
story.
double him.
When you look back at that Week 9 matchup, you had Gronkowski with 9 receptions, Welker had 9 receptions, both over 100 yards.
Yeah.
They both had big games.
They tore
Now,
apart
again,
the secondary.
the Giant defense is better, but still, those are two huge weapons that the Giants have to be watch out for. No
Yeah.
question about it.
Definitely. All right. How about that Giants front four versus the Pats O line? That's going to be a pretty big key.
It is. Well, listen, the Pats O-line, they have, I would say, a better O-line than they had in 07. They have a very good offensive line, but I think the Giants' defensive line
It's better than they
is
were
better
in
than
07.
07 too. Listen,
Mhm.
Michael Strahan's, in my opinion, first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yes, without a
But
doubt.
that was his last game he ever played. He was at the end of his 14-year career.
Yeah.
So now you replace him now with Jason Pierre-Paul, who's just starting, who's
Oh.
been the Giants' best pass rusher
Been an
this
animal.
season. And now you have OC and Tuck that are healthier. We'll throw that in with Canty and Linval Joseph. I like their pass rush. They're going to get pressure on Brady.
Oh,
There's
without
no
a doubt.
question about it.
And did you see Jason Pierre-Paul saying that Brady he felt the pressure in that earlier game, and
Yeah.
he kind of felt phantom pressure, as JPP said.
I don't mind the comments, but when you're talking about a Hall of Fame quarterback with Brady, I think it's just best just to go out and play the game and go out and hit them and get just.
The one thing I'm not liking,
the
is the Giants are talking a lot, and I'm watching everybody pick this game, and everybody's picking the Giants. I'm not liking that right now.
Yeah, the Giants are definitely better as the underdog, and the majority of people are picking the Giants. But listen, when you look on paper,
they are the better team.
The Giants are the better team. Now, does that mean that they're going to win? No, they have to go out and execute. Now, as far as everyone picking them, listen, on paper, they're the better team.
Yeah. Okay. And here's my last key to the game. It's going to be the Giants O-line versus the Pats front seven. I mean,
I got something to say.
Tony, you got something to say over there? I didn't know what the hell.
I thought he was having a seizure over there. I didn't know what was going on.
All right, Tough Tony. What are your thoughts on this, on that key to the game right there?
The key to the game, the fifth key to the game right now, which I think should be towards the top because of what happened against them with the 49ers.
Okay.
Is that O-line has to step up. Eli can't get sacked 7 times and hit at least 20 times knocked down.
No, I would agree with that. All right, Tony, I'll agree with that.
Eli looked like he was out there performing for a Tide commercial. That's how dirty he was. We can't be doing that this weekend. We can't be doing that.
You can't be doing comedy either.
All right, well, I will say, you
love it. The O-line's got to step up.
No, yeah, definitely.
Absolutely right.
Step up.
Will Fork, he had a monster game against the Ravens.
Listen,
they cannot let that happen.
The Patriots with Will Fork, Mayo, Spikes, they have some good defensive players, but that 49er defense is one of the best.
Yeah, that 49er front seven is great.
But still, 7 sacks.
No, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, you're right.
The offensive line has.
But you got to remember, he did also drop back 58 times in that game.
That is true. But come on, they have to step up.
No,
I didn't. Even though they won that
definitely.
game, I didn't want to be the O-line in that locker room after that.
No.
No, but that 49er defense though is one of the best in football.
Yeah.
And the Patriots defense,
they're not what they used to be.
They're better than what they were when the Giants saw them in Week 9.
Oh yeah.
They're definitely a better defense. In the beginning of the year they started off with a 4-3. Now they switched back to their 3-4. They're better, but still, like you said, that secondary, especially the Giants, if they execute and play the way they can, they should be all right.
All right, so that's it for my keys to the game.
I liked the 5 keys. Wasn't bad. You got Tough Tony a little riled up there. Wasn't bad.
Yeah, he's getting a little angry.
So let's get down now to predictions.
Okay, Frank. Let me hear this. What's your prediction for the game?
I think when you look at both teams, I think it's pretty much a toss-up type of a game. I think it's going to be a very evenly matched game. It's going to be a very good game. I think going into the fourth quarter, it's going to be tied up, and then the better team will pull away. In my opinion, the New York Giants are the better team. I think they will pull away in the fourth quarter. The Giants are winning 31-21.
Okay. I like that. I like the score.
That's good, yeah.
I actually had the Giants scoring the same amount of points.
How do you like that?
All right. I see it being more of a shootout though between the two teams. I definitely like it. It's going to be tied going into the fourth quarter. I agree with that. It's definitely going to be tied. I think Eli's going to outplay Brady in the game. I think the Giants' defense is going to outplay the Pats' defense. And I think the Giants are going to be able to take the victory 31-27 with Eli leading them in another clutch game-winning drive and getting his second Super Bowl MVP.
Sounds good to me. Well, listen, if the Giants are winning, Eli has to outplay Brady. Because when you look at the running games, both teams don't run the ball great.
I think Jacobs is going to be a big part of this game. He's going to be a big key to this game.
Absolutely. He's motivated. It could be his last game as a Giant. I could see him he had a good game against the Patriots the first time when Bradshaw didn't play.
Yep. He had about 111 rushing yards.
Yeah. So he had a big game, and then, he needs to step up. I think when it comes down to it, which quarterback's going to have the better game, their team's going to win.
Commercial. Let's do this.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, UFC 143.
Oh, boy. It's going to be great.
We'll be right back.